This is the story of the acoustic Black Widow guitar that Jimi Hendrix acquired at TGG Studios in Hollywood in 1968. Jimi Hendrix had taken delivery of 4 acoustic control amplifiers. Couldn't get his head round them. Harvey Gerst was asked by Steve Marks of Acoustic to go along to the studio to show Jimi how to work them. Harvey could not get on with Hendrix' Strats, so he decided to show him using his own left-handed Black Widow. Hendrix loved the sound. When it was time to go, Harvey asked for his guitar back and Jimi replied, "What guitar? This is my guitar. You can have any of my others." Harvey Gerst took one of Hendrix' Strats but could not get on with it. Harvey told Acoustic that Hendrix had his Black Widow, and they said, "Don't worry, we'll get you another." The guitar was designed and made by the forgotten founding father of the electric guitar, Paul Barth, who was head of design at Bartell of California.
Yeah, Paul Bartell was the original designer, and then I changed the design from Paul Bartell's design. Acoustic was the company name, Acoustic Control.
The Bartell Company president, Ted Peckles, had a relationship with Acoustic Control Corporation, stocking their amplifiers at his store in Riverside of California when they were asked to make guitars for the company. Sometime later, Harvey met Jimi at the airport, and Jimi told Harvey about the guitar. "I love it. It's my studio guitar." Jimi recorded Mojo Man on the Black Widow, released on the posthumous 2013 album People, Hell and Angels. The Allen twins were vocalists on the track. Let's look at some of the features of the original Black Widow. One neat design feature we can see is the use of the same control knobs that Acoustic used on their amplifiers on the guitar. Jimi's Black Widow was of semi-hollow construction with double F-holes. The body also has a German carve, and strangely the tailpiece is clearly slotted for 12 strings and not for 6. This is a feature that has been seen on other Bartell guitars. At the top of the neck we can see the quintessential Paul Barth 0 fret and the typical Barth single coil pickups. On the rear, Bartell fitted a Naugahyde or American artificial leather rear pad. The material was developed in the 1930s by Brian A. Hunter, a senior chemist at the United States Rubber Company. So how many Black Widows were made for Jimi Hendrix? Harvey Gerst said, "Jimi took my left-handed Black Widow and ordered another one. At the same time, I ordered a new one to replace mine." Therefore, we know that Jimi had 2 left-handed Black Widow guitars made for him by Bartell of California. They also made 2 fretless guitars for Jimi, but that's another story. The first Black Widow guitar that Jimi had was the one that was originally Harvey Gerst's. During 2022, this beautiful guitar has been on display at the Musical Instrument Museum. The second Black Widow was a revised version that Jimi ordered as a solid body Black Widow guitar, presumably to Harvey Gerst's design specifications. An interesting fact on this second guitar is that Paul Barth, while making it, carved out a lump of wood and gave it to his brother Carl as a memento of making the guitar for Jimi Hendrix. The second Black Widow was on display at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame during 2019. Here are the details. Before his death, Hendrix gifted an acoustic Black Widow and a Mosrite Joe Memphis double neck to his bandmate the Aleem brothers, also known as the Ghetto Fighters. When Jimi died, the Hendrix estate purchased the guitars back from the brothers for $30,000. But in 2016, the Aleem brothers sued the Hendrix company and others in a bid to get the 2 guitars back that Jimi gave them. The brothers claimed there was an oral promise that they could buy back the guitars at any time, as long as they gave notice and paid back the $30,000. The estate denied making such a promise and argued that there was no written record of the transaction. The twins were unsuccessful in their initial attempt and appealed the decision, but in 2019 the US District Judge Eduardo Ramos determined the twins had no ownership rights to the guitars, but also deciding that the Experience Hendrix organisation was not the sole and exclusive owner. So that's the Hendrix story, but who else had one of these rare and unique Black Widow guitars? Here are some notable players. Frank Zappa was an owner of a Black Widow guitar. He also had the even rarer fretless model. Here we can see Frank on stage having lent his Black Widow to Ray White. In 1974, towards the end of the acoustic Black Widow run, the guitar got an endorsement from jazz fusion great Larry Coryell. Wrecking Crew legend Mike Deasy was an early adopter of all things from Bartell. Here you can see the Black Widow on the bottom left-hand corner, and to the top next to him you can see the elusive fretless guitar. Here we can see Chuck Berry's Black Widow guitar at the Missouri History Museum for the St. Louis Sound Exhibition. And here we can see John Paul Jones in 1972 with a bass version of the Black Widow, and in the background you can see the distinctive blue colour of the acoustic amplifiers that he also used. Well, that was the short version of the story of the legendary Black Widow guitar. For more details, visit my website www.findingfretless.com, and all the details are in my book Finding Fretless. Thank you for watching.